Okay.
This is Jay
Oof.
Michaels. Here we are once again. The last group that we spoke to had these intense films about things that pervade the mind. One of the filmmakers used the word anomaly that pervades the mind, and that is science fiction in general, science fiction and horror. It is our fears taken to this amazing level. It is our concerns taken to a fantastical point. And that's what makes sci-fi and horror so clairvoyant. And that's what makes me thrilled to speak to such filmmakers we have here. This is for Boston Sci-Fi Film Festival's 51st edition. Take that number down, 51st edition. It is the oldest genre film festival in America. So if you're in this film festival, you got to be good. And so let's hear some amazing films. Lucas, we had emails back and forth, the whole works to get you here. Thrilled you're here. Tell me about your movie.
So, my name is Lucas Chih-Peng. I'm a filmmaker, director based in Scotland, but I was born in Taiwan. So, yes, so this short film that will be showing on the 20th, I think 14th of February, in the short program is called The Air We Breathe. So I'm the director of the project. The project is written by a very good friend, Zoe Bullock, who's an also amazing upcoming filmmaker as well. So the I think try to imagine that the air pollution has gone so bad that we have to buy air canisters to breathe, and then we have to put on this mask like to breathe, and that is sort of the world where the short film is set in. It's set in the sort of in the near future that yeah, climate crisis has exploded, and then we all live in this bubble of a world that we have air breathers. And then the film is about Eliza, who used to be a climate activist, and now she works for a corporation that sells bad air. And now finally she heard something in the meeting that that's something that she wants to expose. And then it also like trying to dealing with her grief before in her personal life. Mm.
Wow. Okay, so she was a climate activist, and now she's working for the enemy, essentially.
Yeah, I think it's just like I think it's sort of I think we sort of imagine her going through like how bad can you get after you have a tragedy in your life, and then like that's sort of where she is. I mean, even though we do have a twist in the film that I don't want to yeah, I don't want to say yet, but there's more to that. There's more to her grief or the way she's trying to deal with it. There's yeah.
That's a
Mm.
very powerful thought right there. How we deal with grief. We They romanticize it a lot in film, and even on stage, you get this notion of these people who are withdrawn and sad and depressed and whatever. But there's the other level, and you're showing this here. Sometimes you have you your grief turns you into another person. Your Dr. Jekyll becomes a Mr. Hyde.
Exactly. Yeah, it's sort of like I made a series of short films about grief in different ways, but I think this for me and for us, this film is also actually after making this film, we realized that the film is about sort of unguided grief, like how grief it can shift and it can twist and then it can change you into something that you might not want to become. That's something that would go to the extreme to do the things that you once believe in. I mean, yeah. So yeah.
If I can be so nosy, why do you make a series of films about grief? What has brought you to the point of where that's your mission statement?
I mean, I think like I guess this is the third film, but they're all different films in a way. The first one was about the a couple before they separated, and it's about the sort of expected things to happen, the grief that things will they will separate. And then the second one was about a misunderstanding, but also about grief being block you from seeing what's in front of you. But then this one, I think I went through some personal loss in my relationship and also in some of the friends nearby. So I think that's sort of like let me realize that yeah, you have to find a way to confront your grief and then Yeah, I also like this film. I think when Zoe first pitched me about this project, the one of the images she pitched to me was about Eliza, the main character, running in this desolated world. Like her oxygen meter is telling her, "Oh, you only have like 6% left." So like the image of her sort of out of breath, like was really strong for me. And that was also during the period in during COVID actually when we hear news about I think it's in Italy where they run out of oxygen canisters, and then like you just have these images of people not able to breathe. So like that was many of the things that sort of brought this project together.
I teach theater history, and there's the story of a massive plague that happened during the Renaissance, and so many people were indoors essentially, or at least out of public view. And at that point, supposedly Shakespeare wrote Macbeth, Othello, Hamlet, a whole bunch of others. And so we have our own plague, and it seems brilliant film, brilliant theater has come out of COVID, and you're another example. And ironically, you're living your production scheme in some way, because how does one deal with grief? In your case, it's turned it into great art, and
Thank you.
that's really amazing. Um, I snicker for a brief moment. Mel Brooks in Spaceballs has a whole thing where you have to buy air, where there's canisters of air in it, and he dealt with his grief. He dealt with his anger, if you will, about the world with comedy, but he resorted to science fiction for it. And you're doing the same thing, but something tells me it's not something we're going to laugh at, that we're going to come out of it chilled.
Yeah, it's I mean like one of our research just to without giving away, but one of our research was looking into the eco-terrorism sort of eco activism movement back in actually in the US. I think where like a public park was burned down for reasons like that. So it's not I think it's a film that even though the world we set is bleak, we at the end, I think there's hope. I mean, like hopefully by watching the film, you will understand where she came from, but also you will get a sense of where Eliza is going, and then that's that there in that in where where she is going, there's can be change and there could be hope. Yeah, so that's sort of like yeah, it's a bit serious, yes,
It,
and but yeah. But we also have like two cute babies in there. So
don't worry,
which,
there's a baby. There's a baby in it. Um,
yeah, which were very hard to work with on set, but they were amazing. They were like amazing performers. Yeah.
Children
Yeah.
and animals, you got to be careful. Um, you you show us something we don't even realize it. You know, when we talk about climate change and everything, and we hear the absolute ludicrousness that it's a hoax and all of that, but we don't realize how far it could go. And it takes science fiction and it takes the horror to to show us just how far climate change could go. And imagine all of us wearing oxygen suits to just live, chilling, chilling, chilling. Um, when did you say this was? Which block were you going up?
Sorry, what do you mean blog?
I'm sorry, at the festival.
Oh,
When are
I
you
think
performing?
I had a very quick glance at the program just before. I think it's the 14th of February. I think it was the first film in that program. Yeah.
Valentine's Day, everybody. See what happens if you can't breathe. Um, so it's the 14th. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, please go to bostonsci-fi.com and check out the schedule for this and other amazing works. And there you can get tickets. You can get the all the cool merchandise. You can find out the schedules, and you can find out about Boston Sci-Fi at bostonsci-fi.com. Speaking of amazing works, Fernando, tell us all about your film.
So we're really excited to be showing to be part of the fest. I'll be. It's called "I'm Done Being a Nerd." It's kind of a joke because the main character that I play in the movie, it's a full blown geek nerd. Like he loves pop culture, loosely based on myself, and he had like some trauma in his not childhood but adolescency, and he's trying to deal with that. And he faced charges. He was wrongfully accused of a crime that he didn't commit, and he's proceeding to prove his innocence. But the reality is a little bit more weird than what would you expect, because the reality, there's a huge uh, conspiracy involving aliens and cults and people coming out from the grave. And so he has to deal with his personal trauma and zombies a little bit as well. So, and it's a comedy. I must emphasize that enough. It's a comedy, and so it's a mix of genres. And the director is here with us, and I think he'll be able to explain the reference a bit with more uh, nuance that I can. But there's a lot of there's a little bit of Shaun of the Dead, a little bit of Tarantino, a little bit of I don't know. It's a buffet of everything we love on sci-fi and movies in general. Am I right? Am I close? Walter, help me
Yeah,
out
yeah, yeah.
here.
You're absolutely close to the reality about. Actually, the name of the film is the translation for English is "Tired of Being a Nerd,"
Tired.
and, and it's been a project that we started doing 10 years ago. Fernando, remember that? And
Ah,
Fernando, as everybody here in Brazil knows, he's the fantasy universe guy, the geek guy. Everybody looks at him. You can, see the background of where he is. He
yeah. I'm kind of
briefs.
an ambassador.
Yeah,
Uh,
he briefs all the stuff about this world, and as well
yeah, this is
me.
my Jedi Council card. I'm a member. This is the Rio de Janeiro Jedi Council card, and here's my data.
And
I was going
as
to say, Fernando, are you still a geek? Okay, thank you. You've answered my question. Uh, that's
Yeah,
great. Um, uh,
I'm
Gentlemen,
I'm definitely not tired of being a geek, but
good for you. Good for you. So gentlemen, what I'm hearing now is we have this geek who's accused of a crime, who's on the run, who has to stop aliens, zombies, and where did it come from? What? Whose brain did that come out of?
yeah, this is
this is
a
all Gaulter.
collaboration between two people from two production companies. I am a very good friend of Luiz Noronha, that becomes from Na Paralela, and we are friends for 30, more than 30 years. And we love all the comic, sci-fi, literature, films, and everything that we can talk about. And we are trying so hard, for a long time to make something become real in Brazil, because comedy in Brazil and sci-fi films are not sci-fi X specifically. It's a genre that in Brazil is not super easy to become reality. So we mixed all these elements. So sci-fi, comedy, romantic comedy, thriller, gore, a little bit of giallo, the
Oh,
Italian
Mario Bava, of
suspense,
course. Oh,
yeah, style, and
Eh, but if I
and
may
make,
intrude,
pardon?
if I may intrude, it's I think Walter has like a huge part on making this movie happen. Uh, eh, Also because it was shot in his house. He transformed his house to make it become a lot of different sceneries in the movie, and he tore down walls so he can do a travel shot. And so, I mean, there's more than a little of Gaulter in in the main character and in the movie. Uh, so he's the hero of the film to all of us.
Gaulter,
Oh,
you're in
thank
very
you.
good company. The story goes that Orson Welles wanted a particular shot in Citizen Kane, and so he got a shovel and he literally dug a hole in the floor just to put himself and the camera so he got
Yeah.
this shot. So you're tearing down walls. Good for you. Good for you. And there's an irony, because if this is not a genre in Brazil and you're making it one, you're tearing down walls there to get this scene. So that's absolutely wonderful. And I could see you marketing it. I could see a producer sitting there saying, well, is it funny? Yes. Are there monsters? Yes. Is there a geek? Yes. Is there romance? Yes. Brilliant.
Kung Fu fighting also we do have,
Yes.
and also
yes.
a bit of musical.
Yeah,
And
I did a lot of training for a little bit of kung fu fighting. I had to train a lot, and we're doubly excited to be presenting at the Boston Film Festival, because it will be our first audience experience. We showed the movie for a bunch of people, like a small audience, but it will be our international debut and our debut with a larger audience, like real people watching the movie. So we're really excited to see reactions, how people will respond to that.
Wow. So this is your first, this is the premiere, if you will, of the film.
yeah,
Are you going to be there?
world premiere.
Do either of you plan to be there?
World premiere, yeah.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
we are traveling to Boston on the 12th of February. So we are going to be together, hopefully,
Yeah.
and to join and to watch the other movies, and to hang
And to get
together
hammered
and
after. Yeah.
to do everything together with you, because you want us and we want you.
I was going to say I'm going to be there, so please find me. We're going to have live
Definitely,
news
Jay.
there, and I'd love to chat with you further. Tell me, tell us all, when is the movie premiering at Boston Sci-Fi? What's the date?
It's on Friday 13th at I think 9 p.m. I think that's it. And we are going to be around since first Thursday. Okay.
So you're going to be in front of an audience for the very first time on Friday the 13th?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me and Fernando.
Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
When people
That's
roll
it.
the dice, they roll it hard. Oh my God.
I have to tell something, that's because we are from Brazil. This is super important to be said. It's a Brazilian film. I don't know if you watched Secret Agent from Kleber Mendonça, you know about it.
Yes,
It's
of course.
also a mix of genres. It's a different kind of film, but we have this similarity. But actually, on Friday the 13th on February here in Brazil is the first night of Carnival. So we are not going to be here in Brazil. I'm going to bring Carnival to Boston Sci-Fi Film Festival, okay? Let's do samba.
Gorgeous. Find me. I'll do samba with you. That's incredible. Lucas, are you coming to the festival? Will you be there in person also?
I'm very, very tempted. I'm sort of looking at my schedule now to see if I can clear something.
Come on.
Come, Lucas,
Let's samba with us.
let's celebrate.
Yeah.
I'll speak to my producer to see if that's. I mean, yeah, I really love to come. I think like I love the energy, like even just from this room, and also yeah.
The energy is amazing at Boston
Yeah.
Sci-Fi. Everyone there, the simplest thing is everybody wants to be there, and so
Mm.
it's an amazing, amazing event. Friday the 13th, excellent. Ladies and gentlemen, as you see, Carnival is coming to Boston for the Boston Sci-Fi Film Festival. BostonSci-Fi.com. And there we go. I don't know what that is that you're holding up there.
It's our Tesseract. We have one of those in the movie too.
Oh, good. I was so afraid you didn't have a Marvel movie prop somewhere in your film. Great.
Yeah.
And there I passed the test if I knew what a Tesseract was. Anyway, BostonSci-Fi.com. That's where you go for schedules. That's where you go for merchandise. That's where you go to learn about filmmakers like these amazing individuals I have here. Gentlemen, I wish you all the best on both your films. Can't wait to see them. I think it's amazing, and the energy that you've all provided, it's better than my morning coffee. So it's absolutely wonderful. Thank you all very much. Look
Thank
forward to
you.
seeing you.
Yeah, we are too.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing you.
Folks, that's Boston Sci-Fi, February 11th through the 16th at the Somerville Theater in Somerville, Massachusetts, bostonsci-fi.com. Thank you all. See you soon. Ciao.
Ciao.
Ciao.